You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
I know you do. I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. I'm your pusher.
Why do you like this? Why do you push a
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place, you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chain. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, or a start to a wonderful evening. This is being brought to you by Butterfly Entertainment, Lady J Media. Please go to YouTube and download and subscribe to the What Up Baltimore online TV page. Like the page, subscribe to the page, share the page. All right. We got a lot of wonderful shows on this network. So today I am, it's so much that I want to go over. I don't have enough time to even do and say all the things that I want to say tonight. So I'm going to just try to get in as much as I can. Today is June 28th. So my book, Unusual Favor, Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 and 2 is available on Amazon. You can also hit me up anywhere you want to on social media or email me. I can mail you a book, bring you a book. Look out for Unusual Favor 2 coming definitely before the end of this summer. All right. So with Unusual Favor, June 28th is an anniversary for me because June 28th in 2013, 10 years ago today, is what some things transpired that changed my whole life into what I'm doing right now, right? I talk about it in Unusual Favor in my first book. And then in my book, Unusual Favor 2, I talk about what got me to this point, how I started to do the poetry and the writing and things of that nature. Unusual Favor 2, first one is more of the story of everything that started, and Unusual Favor 2 just carries on to almost the present day, really. So on June 28th, I left work one day. I was on my way home. I stopped at the doctor's office first. I had a doctor's appointment, routine, regular checkup. I'm thinking I was going to be in and out, you know. I get to the doctor's office at GBMC. Make a long story short, one thing led to another. While I was there at my visit, my primary doctor at the time noticed something with the EKG when they were trying to do my heart rate. So they couldn't get a good heart rate, so they bring an EKG machine into the office. The nurse tries to take my heart rate, and they're just having all these difficulties with it. It's not working. They're not getting, my heart rhythm was not right. It didn't seem right, and they was really scratching their heads because they like the case that I had dealt with is something that they really haven't seen that much. It was kind of rare to them or whatever. So on June 28th, on that day, like I said, in 2013, I get to the hospital. Long story short, I get there on June 28th, and I'm there until July the 7th. All right. I was in there for those that are a good week. And it changed. And when I came out of the hospital, my whole life was starting to change. Like everything was starting to be totally different and very unrecognizable. So that's how I started to write and do the poetry and write my story. It's so many people that have helped me along the way and that I have met along this journey that I'm still on, that have been so has been so inspiring and so helpful. I don't like to say individual names because I could be going all day and all night. I don't want to miss anybody. I really don't. I just, you know who you are. If you've been there for me, you really do. And I appreciate everybody who shares my videos, likes my videos, buys my books or t-shirts, comes to my open mic performances. The open mic to me is very special because it's such a healing for me when I go to open mics. So I try to create that same energy that I feel when I go other places. I try to create that energy when I do my own open mics. Shout out to Glory Days in Towson. They always are there for me and help me whenever I want to do an event there. Y'all are absolutely awesome. 1220 East Joppa Road. All right. You want to go there. I'll be doing my next open mic there. I'm not sure if it's going to be in July. I may just do August, but I'm not sure. That's up in the air right now. I'm trying to get some dates together. But my first open mic this year was at Glory Days, June the 3rd, and it was absolutely a great experience. I appreciate everybody that came out. We really had a good time. This next one that we're going to do is a feature for my little brother, Isaiah Haynes. Isaiah Haynes is an excellent, wonderful poet right here from Baltimore, Maryland. I met that young man about 3 years ago. Had him on my show quite a few times. And I love what he does. I love what he does with poetry. He's a very special, he's got an old soul because he's a very young man, but he's got an old soul. So on my next Spitfire open mic poetry shutdown, ladies, I'm telling you, we're going to be featuring Isaiah Haynes. You don't want to miss that. Fellas, you don't either. Trust me, because a young man can give you some tips or or he can give you some of his poetry that'll help you later with your lady, because I'm telling you, the boy is like that. He's really good. So I'm looking forward to giving my boy a shot and having him be the feature. I'm really excited about that. I want to thank Lady J, Lady J's platform. She has I tell her all the time, but man, I was busting my ass and working to get followers before I met Lady J. I was always sharing my videos on social media. And I met Lady J in 2020. And once I started my open mic on her network, on this platform, a whole new set of doors opened up. Like, she really has no idea what she's done for me by having me on this platform. I want to thank her, and everybody who watches this platform and follows this platform. I thank you and I appreciate you as well. I really do. So yeah, like I said, this would be the 10-year anniversary of me going through what I went through when I wasn't supposed to be here. You know, back then in 2013, on that night, June 28th. I don't want to really go into the story too deep because it's all in unusual favor. But you know, it's a little after 7. This time 10 years ago, I was being prepped to be taken. Well, they thought they may have to do emergency surgery, but they didn't. But anyway, it's just amazing when I look back. You know, I if you told me that I would be doing what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't believe it. You know, all I thought about was working my 8 to 10 hour shifts on the job that I had, which was a good job. And when I left, because of health reasons, all I kept thinking about was how in the fuck am I going to take care of my family now? How are we going to manage and shit, you know? And that was a struggle as well. Again, that's an unusual favor because I had to deal with and do some things that I wasn't used to be able to help and provide for my family at the time. All right. Things are 100% different now, but I always reflect on where I've come from and how I got to where I am a lot. I do a lot of reflecting a lot. A lot of times we work so hard and we don't even look up to see what we're doing or how far we came. And, you know, sometimes you really need to sit back and, you know, take a breath and look at what you've done and pat yourself on the back, give yourself a round of applause. You know, you don't always need somebody to remind you of what you're doing. Look at what you're doing and remind yourself, you know. So, Spitfire Poetry Volume 1, I wrote most of all of the poems in this book I wrote down in my laundry room in the basement of my house. All of them I've written. I know it was late night, early morning type of poetry where I was feeling something because I had so many different emotions going on back then. And I just had to put it down on paper to get it out. Poetry really is therapeutic for me. And that's how I got through a lot of what I had to endure, right? I knew this was going to be rough for me. I'm taking my time with this tonight because I'm really not trying to break down and shed a bunch of tears on here tonight. But I thank God for grace and mercy and everything that He does and continues to do for me. Because if it wasn't for me having something to grab onto and believe in, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would still be here right now, to be honest with you. Okay. So let's do poetry as my therapy. Poetry truly is my therapy. It's how I get through everything, just about. When I'm not feeling my best, when I'm stressed, irritated, anxious, whatever, you know, happy, sad, I don't care what type of emotion I got going on, I can always go to the art form of poetry and either enhance that feeling or fix that feeling for myself, you know, some type of therapeutic healing that I like to do to myself. I go over my own poetry a lot just to remind myself of my own story and some of the things that I dealt with. All right, poetry is my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. It gets me through so much shit. When I put this pen to paper, man, it gets me through so much shit. Pushing and pressing my pen, the ink is insulin. 6 units before breakfast, I gotta count my carbs. I can't be reckless. Maintain a decent sugar level, because if my shit drop, it could be detrimental. Poetry, that's my therapy. Back and forth to the dispensary, I need the right strain. What do you got for inflammation and pain? Terpene, limonene, man, I don't know what the hell you mean. I need that indica hybrid sativa. I need it. That marries a cheetah because everybody see it. Poetry, that's my therapy. Something therapeutic happens when I go to create. Is there something about putting the right word on the right line, but make them both come together like you and your partner at the very same time? 2 souls sharing the same vibe. Poetry, it's my therapy. I press every day, man. Giving up is not an option. A devil's going down today. You know, man, that nigga, we stay boxing. He got me on the ropes. But I'm guard body Ali. I hit him with the rope-a-dope. The champ is here, and I fight every ounce of fear. I just do it like Nike, the goddess of victory. You know he's in here. Poetry, that's my therapy. Sometimes that shit keeps me up at night. It's the little light in mine that keeps me up writing that one last line. I need it like the air I breathe. If I didn't have it, tell me, where would I be? I could have been serving the 1 to 3. My wife and kids could have buried me. But poetry is my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. And that is one of my favorite poems that I have written. As one of 2 of my favorites. Poetry is my therapy, and All That Shouting Isn't Necessary. Those 2 are my favorite poems that I've ever written. 2 of the favorite poems I've ever written.
Backs up.
Sorry about that. I wrote that this year, 2023. Was it after a therapy session? It may have actually been. I think it was after a therapy session, and that's how I started. A lot of stuff that I write, I get it from like any. I could be in a car with my kids or watching a TV program or a podcast, anything that'll spark some type of creativity or imagination or a thought or something, and I'll turn it into a poem, especially if it's something that I'm relating to, that I can feel, right? I'm a Taurus, so I'm a very emotional soul, and I like to put that emotion in my poetry when I'm delivering my poetry, so I can make you feel what I felt when I wrote it. I tell people all the time, I want it to hit you in your chest. I really do. All right, this is called Coffee in a Joint. I got up early this morning to my coffee in a joint. My dogs get up soon as they hear the toilet flush. They want to go outside. I open their cages and they run right out, pushing me straight to the side. I step on the patio, enjoying the scenery with my coffee in a joint. Yell upstairs to wake up my kids after my coffee in a joint. Really, I'm a tea drinker, but sometimes I just love the smell of that coffee in a joint. Checking my email and returning my messages with my coffee in a joint. At the kitchen table with my wife, sipping coffee in a joint. Thinking of all the things I need to do today with my coffee in a joint. My cell phone rings, I may not answer. I'm having my coffee and a joint. You see, because time is precious and the little things matter, like my coffee and a joint. I want to share this one too. This is one that I like to This is called press. And when I do over the years, the last couple of years, I've done a couple. I've been to a couple different churches doing poetry, and I've got a certain number. I got about, I don't know, 8 to 10 poems that I use whenever I go to churches or places where I really can't, I definitely can't use any profanity. But this one is called press, and it's one of my favorites just because of the word press. It's so hard for a lot of us. People don't know what you deal with every day just to press forward and get through each day, day to day. So this is called press. Press your way when you think it's not your day. Just think God woke you anyway to see a new day. Why waste it away? He could have let you drift off like a boat at sea, never to return, no ashes for the urn. Press your way when the adversary tries to keep you buried in negativity. Yeah, press your way. That's how you push a demon away. With all of the scheming, gossip, no meaning, wasting your time, who cares who's conspiring? Just press your way. Your kids go through things that bring on some change. They talk about what they see inevitably. Just press your way. Don't go astray and let the enemy have its way. Have your mind locked in chains. Free yourself. No solitary confined. I'm not hard to find. You don't follow me? Who the fuck cares? Would I eat poetry or poultry? The devil can't hold me. The pen is my staff, my only employee. I still press my way even when it's pouring. Because it always rains to wash away things. Then comes spring, things start to grow again. If you just press your way when it rains, it blossoms new things. Press. Press your way. Press your way. I want to give a shout out to the Free Ministry. They came out to my open mic event June 3rd. I had a great time. That's a wonderful, wonderful group of people. I've been around them, twice now? And that energy is through the roof. I appreciate y'all so much, and I hope that y'all can make it out to the next event that I do. I definitely want to be in the house at yours. So shout out to the Free Ministry, Miss Hill, everybody over there, Miss Cedar Gray, Mr. Richardson, everybody over there. If I'm missing anybody, please forgive me. But it's another wonderful lady there that did some poetry that night. But shout out to you all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are really, really awesome. So when we was in the pandemic, I wrote A Year in the Pandemic. I wrote a lot of stuff during the pandemic. A lot was going on during the pandemic, before the pandemic, when we had Mr. 45 was president at the time, so it was a lot going on. And I wrote A Year in the Pandemic, I know it was around 2021, something like that. So I want to share that with you all right now. This is called A Year in the Pandemic. A year in a pandemic, even that is systemic. Largely affecting the black and the brown. Maybe that's the reason they played the shit down. 2021, everyone in their bag, black-owned businesses, now the new swag. Ain't that some shit? I love it, though. I ain't mad. It's time we build and support our own. Spending it elsewhere is really sad. Lockdowns, curfews, storming buildings, the village of the privilege is on full display. It's no way in hell we can act that way and not get shot. Countries on antibiotics because of an infection. Going to take more than stimulus relief to keep us safe and off the streets. Tensions are high and too tight to mention. People losing their jobs with no cash in their pension. Everything is virtual now. Please keep your distance. 6 feet apart, wash your hands, stay sanitized. Don't pass it to me. I want no contact. The disease death rate is higher than NASDAQ. Money is scarce, people robbing and stealing. The young boys catch a lick and scream, oh, what a feeling. Feels like you're going to get robbed when you walk out the house. Everyone's face is covered in a mask, so you read body language as they walk past. Vaccines are in demand. People on the fence about taking it, though. Want to be sure it's safe, and you won't end up like Jane or John Doe. Should the kids go back to school or keep it virtual? Are their behaviors changing, making them antisocial? Yes, 2020 changed everything. Racism and hatred, though, is not a new thing. It's always been a behavior that's taught. Who would have thought that we'd be wearing a mask, concealing our profile? How long will this last? We lost so many people within a year. When you think about it, how can you not shed a tear? That is a year in a pandemic. I gotta share this one too. Spitfire Poetry Volume 3. I will be releasing that too before the end of this summer. I thought about doing something different with Spitfire 3. I don't even want to say yet, but I've been thinking about something different for 3 to make it just, I don't know. Shout out to Jessica. Jessica Lopez does a lot of my designs for my books and things of that nature, flyers and stuff. Shout out to her. She's absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you, sis. Also, my man, Levian Whitfield on social media. I don't want to say it's government, but Levian Whitfield. I appreciate you too, bro. All right. He's also another dope designer. You need to look him up on social media. Wow. Hunting season. Hunting season is something I wrote after one of the shootings, I'm sure. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was a Freddie Gray one. I think that's when I did Hey Little Black Boy after Freddie Gray. But hunting season I wrote after some other unfortunate situation where someone's life was taken. So I wrote this. It's called Hunting Season. It's hunting season and I'm the prey. With so many things against me, if I explain, would you even understand? It's hunting season and I'm the prey. In the end, the outcome is the same. No consequences for their actions. We pay consequences for our blackness. It's hunting season and I'm the prey. If I get shot, you may see a small segment on Fox. The scenario doesn't matter. No one's held accountable. They think we a bunch of animals. I just want to enjoy my family and live out my days, raise my 2 children and make all sorts of memories. It's hunting season and I'm the prey. I could be shot down. The noise is so familiar, no one heard a sound. It's hunting season and I'm the prey. Being hunted by your own people is what hurts the most. The love you receive will make a hater do the most. It's hunting season and I'm the prey. I pray we no longer live this way. It's hunting season and I'm the prey. It seems it's always been this way. Hunting season. Shout out to my brother Ahmed Rana, the Baltimore Tax King. If you need some financial assistance or you need your taxes taken care of, you need to hit up my man Ahmed Rana, the Baltimore Tax King, 301 North. That's which 301. Let me get back to you on that address right now. I'm in my, I just thought of them, but I'm in my poetry bag right now. That street address will come to you. I know it's 301, but look him up on social media and Instagram. Ahmed Rana, the Baltimore Tax King. Okay. What else do I want to share with you guys tonight? I want to thank my original Spitfire poetry. When I first started this open mic in 2017, I think was my first one. That meant the world to me for some of the people that came out back then when I first started it. I still know a lot of them to this day. I'm not going to name names because I'm going to forget somebody, and I hate to do stuff like that. But when I started really diving into this poetry world, man, I really have been coming across some special souls, some special people, man. Really, this thing is like it's like poetry has always been there, you know, but it's like it's taking new. It's something different now that's going on, where it's just got wings. It's just taking off everywhere. Let's share this one I like too. This is called Same Old Shit. Same old shit. Same old shit to this non-existent. The stretch reeks for hours. We should be in power. Our unity is not about you and me. Same old shit till it's non-existent. The stench reeks for hours. We should be in power. Our unity is not about you and me. When we get past the scrutiny, things will be better, you see. But it's the same old shit indeed. Now the government got grass dispensaries because they are finally making profits, you see. He screams, stay woke, but they don't listen because he's broke. They on the corner pushing smoke. It's loud outside just because it's summertime. Dirt bikes rolling on cameras they holding. Flood social media. Flooding social media. We read encyclopedias. And my children push buttons, gingerbread muffins, but it's the same old shit indeed. On a corner bleeding, he just took a beating from the boys in blue. What you gonna do? Same old shit indeed. Viral video of a booty shaking hoe got hundreds of views, and we all watch the news and see if we recognize any of them dudes. Being P13 on another murder scene, and they decorate the city with yellow tape that's sticky because they shot little Ricky, so they marched for 30 days because it's the same old shit today. Same old shit today. Justice. I gotta share justice. Shout out to Mozart. Look up Mozart on Instagram. That is another published author and poet, powerful young lady who does amazing things with words. I love her poetry. Look her up on Instagram. Like I said, Mozart. Shout out to the I Am Woke family. I did I had a poetical experience with that family doing some poetry where we all did. When I think about it, still to this day, it's so amazing to me how shout out to Aneski and Victor and 4 authors. The way she lined up all of our words together to tell a story throughout that play is just is incredible to me. And Mozart shared this poem called Justice that I wrote a couple of years ago, along with some of her own stuff too. But she shared this poem and it made me so proud. I let's just go. It's called Justice. All right. Where's the justice for the people of color? Is there any justice? An old man told me a long time ago, if you're looking for justice, son, look no further. All you'll find is just us. No justice for the murder, just us. No justice for the racism, just us. No justice for the brutality, just us. No justice for the rape and massacre of my people, just us. We can change it, just us. If we all come together, justice can be served. It's just us who's affected. So nobody will save us in any unjust behavior. We want justice, no saviors. Justice for us. Nobody's held accountable for justice when it's just us. Justice. I haven't shared this one in quite some time. This is called It's Wrong. If you go on any musical social sites that are out there, I have a lot of poetry on a lot of different sites. Shout out to, I've recorded some stuff with, shout out to my man Donnie Durango, my guy T Hart. God, who else? Is they the only? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my man Maurice Curl, Stinky Face Productions, my guy right there. Haven't seen him in quite some time, but yeah, shout out to those gentlemen. They really helped me out when I wanted to put some of my poetry over, some melodies and things of that nature. So shout out to them brothers right there. Okay, this is called It's Wrong. How much time I got? This is called It's Wrong. It's wrong, and it's been going on for far too long. We should sing a new song. The people have spoken. Some are going off emotions because it's wrong, and it's been going on for far too long. We can make a change, but it requires us to change. Change the way we spending our dollars. To them, that's the only thing that matters because their pockets, they get fatter. When you're spending money with the man, you should be buying land. I don't understand what's going on. So many things I see are wrong. And it's been going on for far too long. We should sing a new song. Fight the power, say it loud. You're not inferior. You should feel proud. Remember who you are. Raise your head and stand tall. Pull up your goddamn pants. I don't want to see that, man. The shit stain in the fabric is embedded deep like racism. We can't have it because it's wrong. And it's been going on for far too long. We should sing a new song. We are the world, but who's helping the children? 2020 has been a year of constant worry and fear. Deadly virus, police brutality, fighting injustice. It's abundantly clear that we still have so far to go after so much blood, sweat, and tears because it's wrong. And it's been going on for far too long. Pull up your goddamn pants. I don't want to see that, man. One of my friends, I can't remember who. One of my poetic friends loves that part. They used to always say that to me whenever I see them in the street. Pull up your goddamn pants. I don't want to see that, man. So yeah, like I said, again, anyone that may be just joining, June 28th is an anniversary for me. It's been 10 years to this day where my life was totally changed due to health conditions, due to all types of shit that me and my wife dealt with. Unusual Favor, the subtitle was a true account of overcoming addiction and infidelity. So we dealt with some things, and we've been married now 15 years. Shout out to my lovely wife, Shalonda Hansboro. Love you, honey. It's been 15 years now, and a lot of people don't know this too. Unusual Favor is actually a song that my wife wrote in 2014. God damn. 2014, she wrote Unusual Favor. And when I wanted to write our story, the things that we were dealing with, I thought, damn, I should call it Unusual Favor to help promote her song. And that's how I think. I've always been on that type of mentality. But I thought, wow, this book, what am I going to call it? What am I going to call it? I'm like, damn, Unusual Favor, duh. It'll go with her music. Look that up because it's still out there on all the music sites as well, YouTube, anywhere. Unusual Favor by Shalonda Hansboro. that is the start of this whole journey, to be honest with you. And really, back 9 years, 2014. 2014, she released that song, Unusual Favor. And like I was saying earlier, I think I was yesterday, I was talking about how within this 10 years of all of that pain and shit that we dealt with, we both, because not just me, we both were able to manifest and turn it into something beautiful, something that can help inspire others. Because when I tell you I had no idea how I was going to get out of the situation that I was in, I really didn't. I didn't think I was going to make it out mentally, physically, no kind of way. All right. An Unusual Favor and Spitfire Poetry were born, and it helped me to get through. It helped me to continue to live everyday life and press every day. Slowly every day, but every day turned into a better day, was turned into a greater day, was turned into where I'm at today. All right. So don't let anybody tell you what the hell you can or can't do. Don't. I had people tell me when I first started doing poetry, you keep cussing your poetry, that shit ain't gonna go nowhere. I don't know what you can't be cussing in your poetry. Are you crazy, bro? Man, whatever. Okay. Sometimes I may have to use certain words I feel as though I need to use so I can get across to certain people. It is what it is. You don't like it, click me off. Do it. I don't know. Pray for me. Do something. Shit. Because I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm not. Don't give up on anything. If you got a dream or something that this, what's crazy to me is there's a reason why you keep, and I don't know, I can't remember where I heard this. I was watching something and that shit hit me because it's so true. The reason we have these dreams and visions of whatever God is giving you is because that's the purpose that he wants you to be walking in. Like it's something about, there's a reason why you're seeing these things in your sleep, or while you in the shower, or when you just driving in the car by yourself and these thoughts just come to mind. There's a reason for that. It's not just by accident or just because, especially if you have if you are a creative soul, there's a reason for that. So you can't, if you trust God like a lot of us supposed to, or say that we do, then whatever vision that he gives you, trust him and just go with it. I know it ain't easy. Trust me. I'm still trusting him. I'm still trusting him right now. I'm just about halfway to where I want to be. And that's why I say it's important to always sit down sometimes and look around. Don't be so hard on yourself, because a lot of us have come a long way and we still going. So be, you know what I mean? Feel good about that. Stand on that. Be happy about that. Encourage yourself any kind of way that you have to. Any kind of way that you have to. 10 years. I mean, all of this was created out of pain, out of anger, anxiety, depression, like all of that shit. I was able to ball it all up and just put it on, just put it out there, put it in words, to help heal me. To really help heal me. I said yesterday, I dealt with all of that. I turned shit into lemonade. I took lemons and turned it into lemonade. And I didn't do it by myself. I definitely did it with the help of my wife too. She is a big supporter of mine and is always in my corner. But yeah, Unusual Favor LLC. We're going to be doing a lot of things in the future. Look for us. We're going to be doing a lot of entertainment for people, all types of stuff. It's not really the stuff that we already do. You know, a lot of the stuff that we really already do, but I just needed to get it, just want to put it on paper. So, like I said, I've been reflecting for the last couple days because I knew this day was coming, June 28th, and I forgot. I'm like, damn, and it falls right on Wednesday when I do my podcast. So, I'm not gonna have anybody on. I really want to just have a personal conversation with the people, share a few poems, and just tell you all how I got to where I'm at. You know what I mean? And how I got to this point is faith and pressing. Faith and pressing, and surrounding yourself with love, surrounding yourself with people who want to see you prosper, who want to, who want to help you to get to wherever dreams or aspirations that you have. Surround yourself with these people. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you got to cut yourself off from everybody in the world, but sometimes you got to have boundaries. You gotta, you definitely have to have boundaries and set limits or whatever, And if these people don't understand those boundaries or limits that you set, then they don't need to be around you anyway, probably, So, next week, I got a good one for y'all next week. I'm not going to tell you who I'm having on the show next week, but this is a person who started doing open mics with me when I first started doing them. One of my mom's favorite poets. She likes this poet, and I'm not even going to tell y'all who it is. But let me see. Before I go, let me share like one or two more. I know I'm going to do all that shouting, so let me do something. No, we're not going to do Forgive the Saints. We're going to do something else. All right. Make sure y'all go to YouTube and subscribe to the What Up Baltimore online TV page. Subscribe to the What Up Baltimore online TV page. Subscribe to it, share the page, like the page. All right. Don't miss out on some of the things that are going on in this community through What Up Baltimore, because there's a lot going on. You do not, Lady J has got a lot going on, and you guys need to follow her. Anywhere But Here. I haven't shared this. This is called Anywhere But Here. I haven't shared this. I rarely share this at all. I think I put this on a video one time. That was it. I've never really shared this when I go to open mics or anything like that. But this is called Anywhere But Here. I was just on my patio daydreaming when I wrote this. Just smoked a joint, was sitting on the patio, just staring off, just a little chilling. And this is what hit me right here. Anywhere but here. I would like to take a jet, a Lear. Man, I would fly anywhere but here. I would go any time of year to anywhere but here. Don't care about the weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Let's just go anywhere but here. Feel the sun on your back, lay in the grass like a deer, anywhere but here. Toes in the sand, no need for umbrellas here. It's always the perfect weather. You can leave your sweater. Come on, let's go. The time is here and now to go anywhere but here. Anywhere but here. Anywhere but here. Look out for my children's poetry series that'll be coming soon as well too. I went to a school 2021. God, time goes so damn fast. In 2021, I was somebody connected me with a person at the school, at one of these elementary schools. I can't really remember, but I did I wrote like 3 or 4 children's poems that I wanted to take and just try and share with the children to see the reaction I would get from them. And I loved it, man. I love to be around creativity. So these young minds who were listening to me, say this poetry to them, they was on every word. They were quiet. They were listening, and they had so many questions at the end. Also, earlier this school year, I was able to go to my youngest daughter. She just graduated from Northwood Elementary, but during the school year, I went and spoke at her 5th grade class and did some poetry for them and brought my books. And man, that was such an experience right there. Shout out to Miss Kessler at Northwood Elementary. That's a wonderful, I like that school period. Everybody over there, Miss Adams, Dr. Forney, everybody over there in Northwood, I love you guys. Y'all do a great job because it's not easy to take care of a lot of our children. I know it's not, but y'all do a wonderful job. But anyway, I was able to go there and do some poetry, and man, it felt so good. And the kids asked me so many different questions. And it just blew me away because it's like these kids are just so different. It's got to be because of this social media stuff and things of that nature. I don't know. But they just, but I encourage a lot of children to find ways to handle your anger or your, whatever feelings that you're dealing with, even if you're not a writer or a poet. One little kid in my daughter's class said that he likes to draw and paint. I said, you can do it through that. You can, paint when you're feeling depressed or happy or any emotion. I was just trying to give them something, other than playing a video game. And, we all know they like that, playing a video game. And what's up with the new thing now with the kids watching somebody else play a game? What the hell is that? You're watching someone else play a video game. But anyway, all right, let's do all that shouting is necessary because it's 7:50. Whatever dreams or aspirations you got, go after it. Don't wait. Don't waste your time. Don't say I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Don't say I'm gonna do it in a couple of weeks. Do this shit now. Make a step right now into that direction so you can get started. All right. They say all that shouting isn't necessary. But what if they've been through this colder than that month of February? I'm talking about news that'll make your body ache. And it's out of your control, so you feel you gotta participate. It was all good just a week ago. Now I'm in a doctor's office and they planning my treatment though. My work has come to a halt, but my bills are longer than a tree stalk. I stand in line for aid and assistance. All the while I feel I'm losing my existence. The lady behind that desk looked at me as a stereotype. Not realizing 96 hours prior, I ran a work site. I feel like my back's against the wall, so I pick up the phone, but who do I call? I was stripped of everything with nothing to spare as I laid on a cold, hard table and stared in the air. God, is this it? Will I see my wife and kids again? If I die and my babies cry, who'll make them grin again? My life was saved, though it was full of sin. My doctor said, take a few of these and your pain will come to an end. But no, I must keep going. There's no time to break. But my back's against the wall and the devil don't hesitate. When he came to me to convince me of my fate, I refused to be a victim and told him, clown, you too late. When I realized who brought me through it all, he showed me a picture of it all. He said, son, didn't I tell you I would never let you fall? It was then I decided to serve him in the midst of it all. So if you see me go crazy or start to bang on the wall, it's my way of praising him because he brought me through it all. So I forgive the saints because I could care less for title or rank. That devil will deceive you. He's nothing but evil. When you're full of the spirit, nothing comes near it. Jeremiah moaned, it's like fire in my bones. When the pastor reaches a certain tone and zeroes in on the problems you own. You cried and you wept it. You came to accept it, endure for night because that joy is unexpected. And change your heart. That's the start of something you took part. It's not fashion or art. Come into the ark and save your soul and walk streets of gold. It's about eternal life, not thousands of likes. Tell me what went wrong as we sang that song on benches with palms. And my favorite Psalms is 30. Of course, I cried out, oh Lord, and you swung a sword. Now I'm beginning to see how you live in the tightest of places. It's all so amazing. Chasing after you when I'm blue. They said it was you that made it all true. So what's there to do except keep praising you? I mean, you are the reason I'm walking and breathing. I love you guys. If you want to be blessed, you must bless somebody else. Be safe, be vigilant. Take care of yourself.